Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am J.D. Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I am Dash, aka Dash and J.D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really, aka call me the Energizer Bunny because it's sunny and warm outside. Ow.
This is exactly why you're cool, grandma, but not really. Exactly why. How long you worked on that? How long you worked on that little bit right there?
That was on the fly, all right?
Energizer Bunny because it's sunny. How long you was working on that? All weekend?
That was on the fly. You are impressed, clearly.
I I clearly am.
Clearly, because that
I am.
was totally on the fly.
I am impressed.
Totally on the fly.
Now, let's speak about something else I'm impressed about. Let's get right to it.
Okay, let's do
I
it.
was bored the other day and the pod was canceled. And so I said, fuck it, I'm going to go see Scream 7. Now, I'm going to be honest with the audience. I ain't seen Scream since the 2000s. So all these new ones, I ain't seen them. All the ones that came out recently, I ain't seen none of them. But I was bored. I wanted some popcorn and the time worked out. So I went. I don't know what happened last movie or the movie before that. I just want to be clear with y'all before you come in the comments and be like, oh, you stupid because last movie, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what happened last movie or the one before that. The last one I'd seen, I think, was 3 or 4, whenever way back that was.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember. And maybe I didn't see the last one back then because Scream started getting ridiculous at one point and I bowed out. I said, I don't
Yeah.
need to keep watching these. But for the final
Yeah.
time, I just want to reiterate, I was bored, I wanted popcorn, and the movie time worked. So I went, and I saw Scream 7. Now, I walked in there expecting Scream. And man, to my surprise, they gave me Scream. Not only did they give me Scream, but this was like the perfect one for me who hasn't seen a bunch of them, because this whole movie, spoiler alert, by the way, in case you have not seen Scream 7, I'm about to spoil it. So just real quick, spoiler alert. This whole movie, all they did was talk about the original movies. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well then, I guess I'm good. I guess it don't matter what I really missed. So it was Scream. And it was Scream giving a nod to the original Scream. It was Scream
Yep.
boosting up all its older movies and also making fun of itself, which I'm a fan of. And
Yep.
I feel like they saw Deadpool and Wolverine. It was like, hey, maybe making fun of all the old shit is the way to go. Maybe that's what we should do. We should just make fun of ourselves. And so they did. They had all these movies that were referenced that were stab movies instead of Scream movies. And it was supposed to be like the sci-fi corny versions of what really happened. And so it was really funny. And I usually am not a horror comedy fan, but I went in there with no expectations and just enjoyed my popcorn and my stuff that I snuck into the theater. And I had a blast. I had a good old time. It was not terrible. I don't really even have a number for it. I mean, if it was 1 through 10, it's a 7, you know? It's a 6.5, 7. It was cool, you know? And they did all the Scream stuff. And they asked you to, you know, suspend reality in your mind and just enjoy the movie. Now, I will say some things, you know, I got to come up here and criticize a little bit, or I wouldn't be me.
Wouldn't be
Um,
you.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't give you some critiques to go with it. Uh,
Okay.
I did not have high expectations, but there were some things that were so ridiculous, all you could do was laugh. Like, there's a scene where he kills this guy by hanging him. He finishes killing him by hanging him on the piece of the bar that you pull the lever down to make the beer come out. And then the guy was hanging, and the beer and the blood were flowing out of his mouth. People in the theater were, all I could do was laugh and giggle because that was so ridiculous to me that I'm like, all right. This is just silly. And the opening scene too, when Shorty falls from the chandelier, my man just rolls off the ground and waits like this for her to fall on top of him with the knife. I was like, all right, this is just,
Very lazy.
some of it was just really silly and over the top.
Yeah.
And that was fine. It was fine. That's it. Oh, one thing that didn't make any sense is there's a curfew at one part of the movie. And all throughout the movie, there is a very strong police presence because one of the characters in this film is the police chief. Them cops were nowhere to be found for like 30 minutes of the movie when everyone is being killed when the most killing happens, these cops were nowhere to be found. Yes, it's true. There was a curfew and the town was shut down, but there were zero cops patrolling to make sure that the streets were safe and nobody was in trouble while these killers were on the loose. I was confused at that point because I'm like, man, we haven't seen a cop in a long ass time.
Yeah.
So that's it. Maybe just they could have had like one cop be around and get killed or something. I don't know, but yeah. And then the last thing is in the very final scene of the movie, the last killing of all. They kill the big bad wolf, and just perfect headshots to kill this big bad wolf from one person who never shot a gun before today. I was like, oh, they just all of a sudden could perfectly shoot headshots. That was very interesting.
It always fascinates me when they do that.
Because it's not just not realistic. Like,
yeah, it's not.
anyway. So that's my real quick Scream 7 review.
Well, okay, so questions, because you said that it was very much a nod to the olden days, and they referenced a lot of different elements from the original Scream, or the first, at least the first couple, we could say, right? Because I also don't know when I've seen Scream, of course. I think we all did back then. But after Scream 2, I have no idea. I don't believe I saw any other Scream after that. Maybe the third one, but probably not. So, but my understanding is that there are also some elements that are new that have been introduced, like AI.
Oh yeah, there was AI in the movie, cell phones in the movie. There were security cameras on people's phones. They brought a lot of real life elements or modern day things to the film, and that was cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of bringing it all together, like making it feel real and relatable, but also it's completely ridiculous at the same time.
Yeah, they did that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty funny, actually. Okay, well, what's your rating?
I said 6.5, 7.
Oh, 6.5, 7. Okay, all right.
You know? I mean, it's Scream. You're not expecting a 10 out of 10 from Scream, right?
No.
So a 7 means it's pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like you were entertained.
That I was.
I dig that.
Yeah. And now we have an argument to have.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Movie Review Monday, by the way. And
Yep.
I saw Marty Supreme.
Yep. I saw your little video. I saw it. I even
You know what? I'm
reposted it.
gonna go home and stitch my co-host. That's what I'm gonna do.
That was so
Let me
funny.
find that rant.
I was cracking up.
I said,
Nigga
let
said,
me find.
that crazy guy right there, that's my co-host. I was like, yep. That was a good introduction.
I said, let me go find his rant so I can respond specifically to his rant. So, you saw Marty Supreme, I want to say back in January, if I remember the dates correctly.
I can tell you right now.
I think you saw it in January.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I can tell you right now.
you reviewed it somewhere around the middle of January, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was going to pull up when we did the episode.
Yeah.
So if people
that
watching
I know.
this...
That
so
was
when
like
was that?
January 13th or
There you
15th,
go.
or it was that week.
There you go.
So,
In case anybody want to go back and see that review.
right. So, you said you didn't like it, and I thought to myself, wow, this thing sounds like it's all over the place. It sounds like there's a lot of randomness happening, and I had wanted to see it, but I wasn't in a rush to see it after you gave your review. I gotta be honest. So look at how
All right.
influence
Let me
works.
just tell them the dates if they want to go back.
Okay.
So the original pod was January 13th, if you want to watch the whole pod, but if you just want to see the Marty Supreme review, that clip went out on January 23rd. So you guys can just look and you'll find it.
There you go. Thank you.
All right. So after hearing my review, you went to the theater thinking,
Well, after hearing your review, I wasn't gonna go see it.
okay.
I mean, remember, it's you gave that review 2 months ago at this
Yep.
point. And I was like, I wanted to see it, but now I'm not in a hurry to see it because just doesn't. And honestly, I didn't know why. Timothy Chalamet is like really, and we're gonna have to talk about Timothy Chalamet later on this week, maybe tomorrow, but because that's a whole other conversation. You haven't seen the headlines with him the last few days?
No.
All right.
The last headline I saw was people were going crazy because he was playing Yu-Gi-Oh at some Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
Oh no, he's some feathers have been ruffled by him.
Okay. Then we'll get
So
to
we'll
that
address that
another day.
tomorrow.
There you go.
We don't have the time to do it today, but we will address it tomorrow. He's got a lot. There are a lot of ruffled feathers right now.
Okay.
But anyway, so I wasn't in a hurry to watch it, but as you all know, I have been watching every single movie that is nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards, which, by the way, just in case you're wondering, it is coming up this Sunday. So I was like, okay, it's time to see Marty Supreme. I had already seen 8 of the 10 movies I was supposed to see. I happened to be out. I did not plan to see it when I saw it, to be honest. I happened to be out. And I was like, I'm in the city. Let me see if any of these movies are playing, and maybe I'll just go catch one. And there was a Marty Supreme showing in an hour. And I was like,
Perfect.
I gotta go now. Perfect timing. And I also want to say that Marty Supreme is still nearly selling out theaters,
Interesting.
which I think is really interesting because I looked at 2 different theaters. They were both mostly full.
Hmm.
I didn't really have much seats to choose from. In fact, I almost had to sit in the first row. The first row.
Oh, you was like this.
Yeah, I ended up. Okay, so I went to a really small theater, so there are only, I believe, 4 rows, maybe 5 rows in the
Oh
theater.
man, during the ping pong scenes, you was like this.
Yes, to the point where I was nauseous. And then after a while, I was like, "Is it because I'm so close to the screen? This is like going to see a movie at the IMAX." It was
Word.
a lot.
First row is the IMAX experience.
Yes, it is. But I was in the second row, but um, it was fine. I struggled through it for the first part of the movie, but then I was fine. Anyway, the point here is I saw Marty Supreme, and I have a very different take on Marty Supreme than you
All right,
did.
let's hear it. Let's hear your take.
What I will say, what I do agree with is the movie was very chaotic. There were
Yeah.
a lot of different things going on. I mean, you listed them all between searching for a dog, trying to get to Japan, you're hustling people out of their money, the mafia, like this, that. There's a million things happening at the same time. A pregnant ex-girlfriend or whatever she is, best friend, I don't know. I don't know. It was a lot.
That's what I said.
It was a lot.
And it was
But
long.
and it was long, but
And it felt long.
honestly, it didn't feel long to me.
Okay.
It didn't
I
feel
could not
long
wait
to
to get
me
out that theater. It felt like 8 hours for me.
because you didn't like the movie. So of course you couldn't wait to get out of the theater because you weren't having a good time.
By the time, let me see, when I was like, all right, are we done yet? When we see Marty Supreme and his boy hustling people at the bowling alley.
You
By
were done?
then, I was at the bowling alley. Remember, they were hustling people
Yeah,
out of
no,
ping
I'm
pong
asking.
games.
You were done then?
After that, I was like, all right, so now we're going to Japan. Is it over? Is it time? No. Now, instead, we're going to lose a dog and have a crazy, weird fight situation and destroy a gas station. What? Yo, what are we doing? What are we doing?
The
At
dog
that
story.
point, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go pay the water bill. I'm not gonna miss anything. I'll be right back. I'm going to pay the water bill because they've already pissed on me. Let me go do what I gotta do.
The dog storyline to me was too was too drawn out. I will say that. I think that the
Well, the
dog
whole film was
storyline
too
was
drawn out. Anyway,
fine
let me shut up. You give your take. Sorry, I'm
I
gonna
think
shut
the
up.
dog storyline was fine up until a certain point. I did not know that this dog was going to take us through the entire movie. That I was like, wait, I after they decided that they weren't going to return the dog when they were supposed to, or they weren't going to take the dog to the vet, I feel like that should have been the end of that. Like, even if the dog was just following them around for the rest of the movie, I don't feel like we need to try to get the money from the guy and all of that. I just felt like the whole dog storyline went on too long. I will say that. Listen, I liked the movie. It doesn't mean that I loved everything that happened. So just so we're clear, it wasn't a 10 out of 10 movie for me, but I liked it. I was entertained. I thought that Timothy Chalamet killed this role. I
Well, I
thought
said
he
that. I
killed
said
it.
everyone did an
You,
amazing
yeah, you
job
said the
acting.
acting was
Yeah.
great. You did. I thought Tyler the Creator did great. I thought everybody just Kevin O'Leary, like everybody played their role. Gwyneth Paltrow.
I told you. Didn't I tell you?
You did. What's funny is that I did rewatch your review because I just wanted to make sure when I was before I posted what I posted, I wanted to make sure I watched your review. So I did watch the whole thing. Just so we're clear, I did rewatch your entire review. And when you were talking about Gwyneth,
Told y'all. Gwyneth was fucking.
yes, she was.
Gwyneth said, "I'm
Not
back
her
at.
man.
I need them to know that I'm here to act, and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to act." Okay. Gwyneth said, "Let them niggas realize I'm still a sex symbol out here." Okay.
Gwyneth was dropping them panties. Gwyneth was willing to give away her jewelry for them panties to get dropped, okay?
The crazy shit about this movie was everybody either loved or hated this kid,
Yeah.
but this kid could not get his life together. And
At
I want to
all.
reiterate the same thing I said in the original review. The problem was not the acting. The problem was they probably could have cut out half this movie on the editing room floor.
Mm-hmm.
It was way too long. But finish your take, please.
Yeah, I didn't find that it was too long. Again, I feel like the whole dog story was too much. So if we take out that and it makes the movie shorter, great. That's fine. I'm always here for a shorter movie, but I didn't feel like, to me, I wasn't bogged down by, oh, what time is it? I tend to look at my watch a lot. Even when I'm enjoying a movie, I tend to look at my watch a lot. I didn't really do that. Because after a while, you've just been sitting there for a long time. And it's like, wait, how long have I been here? But yeah, I didn't feel that way about this. I was thoroughly entertained. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I felt like he was terrible. Like he was terrible in every way. You know what I didn't like about the movie?
Him getting spanked with a paddle.
That was weird. I did not like that. I did not like the innuendo as it pertains to like race and all of that. I wasn't into that. That's probably, and that's why it's going to lose points with me. The paddle thing was weird to me. I did not like that. The race stuff, the Jewish slurs, I don't like stuff like that. That stuff makes
I mean,
me
I
cringe.
understood it, but it just like it was one of many things that just did not need to happen. Like,
Right. And that's the thing. I understood, you know, it's hard not to understand being from New York, being a black person. Like it's easy to get there. It's easy to understand why they took those liberties. I doesn't mean that I like to sit through that.
right? No, I get
Like
that.
I don't know that I was offended by it, but I was uncomfortable with it. And I
Yeah.
could have done without it. I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't like Tyler the Creator referring to Marty as nigga. I don't ever like that. I feel like he's not a part, and that's fine. It's okay. Y'all could be friends. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't
Yeah.
call white people I know nigga as a term of endearment. I don't I don't do it. I don't
I
like
get it.
it, and I understand that people do it. Whatever. Um, but yeah, that, and maybe that makes me a prude. I don't know, but I just really did not love that element of it. I was like, this is not necessary.
There was just a lot of, my point in my review was that there was a lot of unnecessary stuff in this film. Everyone acted their ass off.
They did.
But this was pitched to you as the movie of about ping pong. And this movie was not about ping pong.
I think the movie was about ping pong, but I think it's multi-layered. I think it's about ping pong, but I also think it's about the fact that this kid can't get his life together. And he's not reliable. He's always got something going on. He's
Marty Supreme in this movie, I don't know the real person, but in this movie, Marty Supreme was a scammer, a liar, and a scoundrel.
yes.
This movie, like I said in my original review, my beef with this movie is there's so much bullshit going on in this movie that you be forgetting it's about ping pong until 30 minutes later they remind you, hey, this guy still plays ping pong.
Yeah.
Like the
But
hotel fell apart.
I didn't understand why that was. I guess because we needed a reason to have the dog with us.
It's just
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
agree. When
It's
that
just a
scene happened,
lot of nonsense in this movie, and it's like, is
what
this about ping pong? Because this is not about ping pong. This is about a scammer, scoundrel, broke kid trying to just continue to be a scammer, scoundrel, broke kid. Because that's all he really was a scammer in this movie. Again, I don't know the real guy and his story. This is a
Mhm.
movie. I'm talking about the movie. I don't want people to be like, well, the real guy. Da, 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 da. I don't know. I didn't see that. And if he got a
Right.
biopic that comes out, I'll watch that maybe. But this here was not about ping pong for me. I'm like, every 30 minutes,
Mhm.
they showed us ping pong to remind you, hey, I know a lot of crazy shit is going on, but ping pong is still here.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm confused.
Mm.
Most of this movie had nothing to do with ping pong.
I hear you.
75% of this movie had nothing to do with ping pong.
I disagree because I feel like this movie was very much about him trying to get money, and he was doing whatever he felt he should have done to get money so he could go to the tournament. So you had to have that in between stuff in order for him to get there. And I think it made the point that he is a scammer, he is a scoundrel, and also homegirl. This is the last thing I'll say because I know we got to get out of here. But
The pregnant,
homegirl,
the pregnant also scammer scoundrel.
I couldn't. I was like, wait a minute. And he said it too, but you know what? It takes one to know one. He knew she was on some bullshit, and I was sitting there like, why are you doing that to that girl, Marty? And then you find out she don't even have a black eye. Girl, what?
He was like, just go home. Just go home.
Yeah, cause one thing I'm never going to tolerate is you pretending somebody beat you. What? No, girl. Is that even Marty's baby? Because maybe it's not. And Fran Drescher, I did not expect to see Fran Drescher. That was surprising to me.
Fran was a great surprise. I didn't want to ruin it for
Yeah,
people who didn't see it. Yeah, Fran was a great surprise. Fran did her thing.
she did.
Um, yeah, Fran did her thing. I was totally about to say something and forgot. Damn.
Sorry.
I don't know. I can't remember now. Anyway, yeah. It takes one to know one. And she was a piece of shit just like him. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Let me say something that people are not going to like.
Okay.
There is a segment of women. This is not about all women. But there are a group of women who, when they see a nigga got movement, when they see a nigga got shit going on, when they see that a man has ambition and hustle and is going places, they will leave their husbands, they will fake a baby, and they will do whatever they have to do to be in this man's proximity. I'm not saying this is all women. I just want to say it one last time. But there are a group of women who's like, man, that guy got some motion. Man, fuck this. happy house. Let me see what's going on over there. And that's who Shorty was in this movie. Because
Yes.
if you really paid attention, she was cheating on her husband when they were in the beginning of the movie in the shoe shop. That was not
Yeah.
his girlfriend. She had a husband already.
Well, yes, she was cheating on his husband when she was sleeping with him too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point I'm making. I'm saying she was giving it all up. She was risking it all to be in Marty's proximity.
She was. Yes,
There,
she
there
was.
are there are women who, hey, I know I got this happy home. I know shit
Yeah.
is sweet, but that guy right there is going places.
And some of them don't even need to be at a happy home. Honestly, I'd argue that some of the segment of women you're talking about, they don't need a happy home at all. They just really they just need to see the motion, as you called it, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
that's enough for them. They don't.
Yes.
It's not even about leaving what you got at home. It's just about, oh, I would never get with you if you're trying to hustle, but the moment you get on,
Right.
like when you in school or when you grinding and you doing this and that. And don't get me wrong, I think there's a bigger conversation here about meeting people where they're at, and also potential versus like actual real tangible work. That there's a whole deep dive we could do that we won't do, but yes, that does exist. There are opportunistic women out here. Not every woman, but yeah, there are also opportunistic men.
Oh, absolutely. But
But
I brought it up because of the context of the film. Like,
yeah,
she
yeah,
possibly faked the pregnancy. Well, she was really pregnant, but we don't
she was really
we
pregnant.
don't know if it was Marty's baby. But she was very sure, quote unquote, in the film that it was Marty's baby,
It
right?
was
So it's
Marty's
like,
baby.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cheat on my husband. I'm gonna get pregnant, and now I'm gonna risk that marriage even further by following this dude around when I'm like 7.5 months pregnant.
yeah.
That's why I brought it
Yeah.
up.
No, I understand. Um, but yeah.
So, what
So
do you rate this movie 1 out of 10?
you're not gonna like this.
I already didn't like it, but I gave mine. People are waiting for yours.
I'm gonna rate this movie an 8.5 out of 10.
So this is your best movie so far, right?
I think I also gave Sinners an 8.5. I was gonna go back, but I didn't have time to go back. I believe I gave Sinners an 8.5 way back when Sinners first came out.
Yeah, I believe you did. I believe you did. So Sinners and
Those,
Marty Supreme are your top two so
those are
far.
my front runners. Well, I have not. I do have more. I have three more movies to
I said so
review
far. Yeah, I said so
before the
far.
end of the week. There may be a third in there, but what? Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and then
No,
this,
I love
and then we
this.
have
I'm
to go.
laughing because it's funny, but I also love it because it's great. This is part of why potting exists. Because these things are subjective and we're giving our opinions. And so my opinion is those two movies are not great. They're cool, but they're not great. They're both sevens to me. Sinners is a 7 and Marty Supreme is a 7. But to you, they're 8.5s. And this is what makes podcasting great.
But I've also seen the other movies. You haven't.
No,
So,
I'm only talking about those two films. I'm not saying about the
right.
rest, but I'm saying the ironic part to me is these two movies I saw, and these two movies are just regular ass 7s to me. But to
Right.
you, they're 8.5s, and that's
Be-
great. That's
Because,
both funny and entertaining.
because I'm also weighting them against the other films. And so I have to be able to say that something is better than another, right? If I think that Marty Supreme is better than One Battle After Another, I can't give it the same rating.
I don't agree with that, but I understand.
If I think that, I think so, because then where's my scale coming from? And honestly, I can come up with, or I know you have a rubric you like to use for movies. If you share that rubric with me, I will re-rate all of the movies. I
Okay.
will.
I haven't done that rubric in a long time, but I can.
But yeah, but I will. If I have no problem rating the movies on a real rubric, because I think that's important with something like it's 10 movies. I have to be able to say if I think most of them are sevens, I have to be able to say something. I don't have to think that something is better, but if I do think something is better than something else, I'm not going to rate them the same. I'm not going to rate one battle after
I
another,
understand
which
what
I
you're saying.
really did not like, the same way I rate something that I really, really liked.
I think there's a difference in. I think when you're looking at a chart, right? Let's just say we were looking
Hmm.
at a chart. The end of the chart can both equal the same thing, and you can be good at different things, right? Like
Yes, that's true.
Marty Supreme could have a better story than
Hmm.
Sinners. And this is an example. I'm not saying it does or doesn't. Marty Supreme could have a better story, but it
Hmm.
could have dragged more, which brings down the rating. Or Marty Supreme could have not stuck to the genre it claimed it was, where Sinners definitely did. These are just examples again. So I think
Hmm.
even though the end of it is both seven, right? Like me and you could take a test, we both get an 85, but we got
Hmm.
different things wrong on that test.
Yeah,
Like question number seven, you might have done 100% correct, and question number seven, I did completely wrong. And so
that's
at
true.
the end of it, we both got 85 out of 100, but for
Hmm.
different reasons. And so that's the way I look at movies.
That's true.
Like Scream is a seven, Marty Supreme is a seven, but they're sevens for different reasons.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the way I look at it. I'm not saying you got to look at the way I look at it. I'm just explaining the way I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I also gave other movies that I thought were better. If we're going by what you're saying, then yes, it's true. There's other movies that I gave a similar rating to that I liked better than one battle after another. So that is not the only thing, but
Mhm.
it is a thing, I think. But anyway, that's my rating, 8.5 out of 10. I have not given any movies a 9 and I have not given any movies a 10
It's
yet.
hard. It's really hard to get a 10.
It's really hard to get a 10. I don't think any of these movies will get a 10, to be honest.
I mean, I don't think there's. If we had to sit down and say these are the movies that are tens that we've seen in our lives, it'd probably be a really short list.
Yeah.
Because not many movies are a 10, and definitely not to the same people, right? Like your tens would probably be very different than my tens. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We see you tomorrow.
He's a movie snob. Goodbye.